Altcoins are beginning to move as Bitcoin continues to lead the Moon Boys out of the dumpiest, dirtiest, most destructive bear market that baby bull kind has ever seen. With Cardano at one point up over 20% in a single day, Solana and Chainlink nearly 10% as well, and many more baby coins to follow. It's looking more and more likely that the 10K bears will be forced to shovel their down their throats and admit that the baby bulls haven't even begun to bust. Completely mind-boggling. Today we're seeing exactly what most people at this point have come to expect from the cryptocurrency market, as Bitcoin has cooled off for literally just 3 days since putting in a new yearly high. We've seen the top altcoins do exactly what we expect them to do. Pump, right? Yesterday we saw Ethereum have a decent breakout. Today we're seeing Matic, Cardano, Solana, Chainlink all up significantly, with Cardano so far today being the leader, at one point being up over 20%. And then we're also seeing coins even further down that list still up multiple percent gains today. And this is exactly, again, as I just said, what myself and all of you have come to expect from this market. And the greatest part about all of this is that it's literally only the beginning. I tweeted earlier today how I have a friend who I was talking to, and he was watching Cardano and he's like, wow, it's breaking out. And I was like, yeah, this is awesome and stuff like that. But I basically just said this is kind of just the pre-appetizer before the appetizer. Like, we're not even anywhere close to the real gains that we're going to see. And he asked me, he was like, well, why? Like, what event is happening that makes you so confident about that? And I asked him if he knew what the Bitcoin halving was. Surely, this is somebody that's been in crypto for, I wonder if he's watching actually. This is somebody that's been in crypto for a couple of years. Somebody I consider to be very intelligent, right? Pretty good job. He's an engineer. And I asked, expecting him to say, yeah, of course I know what the Bitcoin halving is. And he turns out he doesn't know what the Bitcoin halving is. My mind was completely blown. And the reason my mind is completely blown is because as I've been saying in my videos, if you've been watching, I personally thought that, like, if you were invested in crypto, especially for a couple years, my opinion, I thought everyone that was invested in crypto knew what the Bitcoin halving was. I thought it was common knowledge. And I think a lot of people do, but I think we're underestimating just how many people literally have no idea what the Bitcoin halving is, have no idea how supply issuance affects the price of Bitcoin and how it begins bull markets, how it drastically sets off these bull markets. And I think a lot of us, including myself, thought that, if you're invested, you have to be aware of it. I think a lot of people just aped into this market back in 2020 and 2021 and didn't even try to understand crypto. I think they were just trying to get quick gains, which, imagine when people actually understand it. I think the reason that the amount of people that hold Bitcoin, where it's like 70% of holders or whatever, that number keeps increasing, where people just continue to hold Bitcoin, they buy it and they hold it for longer and longer periods. I think the reason people do that, for the most part, is that a lot of those people understand Bitcoin and how scarce it is and how scarce it continues to be and how much more scarce it will be. And again, I just think that this, to me, was one of the most bullish things I've heard, because if people that have been invested in crypto, people that I assumed would know, a decent amount about crypto, literally have no idea about it, imagine when those people actually understand how valuable it is. To me, that was just a crazy moment today. And so with that being said, I want to jump into the entire cryptocurrency market chart, which has been breaking out ever since it kind of busted back here on October 22nd. That was mostly Bitcoin, however. Now, on the entire cryptocurrency chart minus Bitcoin, we have just, as of the last week, actually, just over the last couple of days, have started breaking out here. And this is where altcoin gains lie. This is a significant portion of the market. Remember, a lot of people that watch these videos hold altcoins. And if you don't, because there's a significant amount of people that watch these videos that only hold Bitcoin, if you don't, you have to realize that 50% of the entire market is altcoins. So we're talking about half of the entire cryptocurrency market cap, which is a big deal. So to completely ignore altcoins is a huge mistake, in my opinion, because they encompass so much of this space. At its highs, Bitcoin was worth, I believe, a little over $1 trillion USD, or $1 trillion in market cap. And altcoins, if you look on this chart, this is the total altcoin chart, the entire cryptocurrency market was about 3 trillion. So over $1 trillion in altcoins. And all of that is to say the altcoins are now breaking out. And as we see here, Cardano is one of those top coins breaking out. It's currently up decent today. However, it was up even more earlier. And I fully expect this breakout to continue over the next few weeks for Cardano, which again, is one of the things I've been saying, like a top coin like Cardano, which you guys know that I'm invested in. I have a staking pool, right? If you're interested in staking your ADA, definitely check that out below. It's in the description. It takes like 30 seconds to stake it, and it stays in your wallet. So it's like, basically there's no reason not to stake your ADA. So if you're interested, you can check that out below. But one of the things I've been saying, a top altcoin here, still down 82%, even after this crazy pump. Yesterday it was down like 85%, or over the last few weeks. Now it's still down 82%. That is insane. That's extremely down. These are coins that not only do I expect them to get back to their all-time highs, but far surpass them. And so one of the things I actually want to highlight here is that, as I said earlier, this the Bitcoin halving coming up, the real action doesn't even start until after this halving. We are still about 4 months away. If you are looking to get into this cycle and make a pretty good chunk of gains, right? If you're interested in that, you still have time. If we fast forward 6 months from now, the amount of gains that you're going to be able to get is just decreased drastically, in my opinion. I still, as I've been saying, I've been long since like 17K Bitcoin, and I've been long on a lot of these alts as well. That was obviously the optimal time to get in. But in my opinion, you are absolutely not late yet to this cycle. If we fast forward about 6 months from now, which doesn't seem like a long time, do you know how many gains are going to be happening in that 6 months? Really, nobody does. But if I would take a bet, just like I took a bet on 15K being the bottom, which ended up being correct. Oh my goodness. The next 6 months should be insanely rewarding for people. And all I'm saying is, so many of these top alts, these gains are nothing. They're great to look at. It looks awesome. It feels great. I've literally made, because I have a giant ADA position and a lot of these top alts in Bitcoin obviously as well, my portfolio has gone up so much. But the craziest thing is that these are nothing compared to an actual bull market which we are entering. So guys, I mean, not to be too hype, but you have to be realistic. And being realistic right now requires that you understand what a bull market is like. Okay, I don't know how else to word that. But as you can see, again, total market cap, how much further? We still have about another 130% in the entire cryptocurrency market cap minus Bitcoin to get back to all-time highs. Altcoins as a whole are still down 56%. So we need massive gains just to even get back to these previous all-time highs, which I think we're going to far surpass them. Golden cross on Bitcoin, another gigantic, the first ever weekly golden cross on Bitcoin, another gigantic metric. I do think it is worth looking at the SPX right now, which is potentially setting up some sort of double top with the previous top being back in July. And we want to see, I'm very curious to see if the SPX breaks out here and the traditional stock market does. I think a lot of people are watching that too. That's important. It's something you want to factor in. So we're just watching to see if the SPX here can break these highs, because its all-time highs go all the way back to about 4,800. Currently, we're right at about 4,600. If we break above 46, then we break this double top. And I think that's a very big bullish signal for the market if over the next few weeks we do break that. So that's just something I think is really important to watch right now. DXY still kind of just holding on for dear life. But ultimately, the point of this, the biggest thing that I think is worth watching now is how these altcoins perform. Altcoins have been drastically underperforming. And I think in a few short weeks, we're not going to be looking at these top alts and saying, wow, it's still down 80%. Wow, it's still down 90%. I think over the next couple of months, we're going to be looking at those altcoins and they're going to be down 50% or less. And what that really means is a ton of gains in that period of time. All of which is to say then, I fully believe so many of these top alts like Cardano, like Polygon, like Solana, like Chainlink, like XRP, and so many of these other top altcoins, Ethereum, obviously. I think all of these coins are going back to their, at least the coins that I listed, I personally believe those coins are going back to their all-time highs at least. And that's not really even saying that much, right? A lot of people are way more bullish than that. That to me, honestly, is a pretty conservative statement. But with that being said, yeah, massive gains. If you are interested in staking with our ADA pool, we've been running this pool for over 2 years now, and well over 1,000 people delegating. The link is in the description. All you do is delegate to TSC as our stake pool. And if you are interested in any trading bonuses or obtaining crypto, make sure to check out our links to Femex and BitGet below. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. Without further ado,